Hello and welcome to our channel. I'm Danielle,
And I'm Stephanie.
and together we clean homes for free.
In today's house, we are cleaning two rooms. We're cleaning the kitchen, which is Danielle's forte, and the bedroom, which is mostly rubbish collection. We also do a little bit of shopping and redecorating. Is it redecorating? No.
Furnishing.
Furnishing. And buy some food and things because this woman just has nothing really. I mean, look at this room. There's no furniture at all apart from the
Yeah.
bed. And I'm pretty sure that kind of bed is the kind that is given to people when they first like move into.
Homeless accommodation, and they go
Yeah.
on to then move into more permanent residence.
Yeah, so it's not even the best bed. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing today. And before we went to this property, actually, there was a lot more rubbish, but it was bagged up. So we had Callum over at Trash Converters,
Hashtag Team Callum.
yep, collect all the rubbish for us in advance of going to the house because it was a very small property and we figured, if we have to go there and move all the rubbish on the day, we're not really going to get into the cleaning and there won't be anywhere to put the rubbish.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what we did. And then you will see at the end there are more bags of rubbish after what we collect. And again, we've hired Callum to go and collect them, which I think by the time this video releases, he will have done. I think it was this week.
Yeah, I think it's this week he's going out.
So yeah, that'll be all the rubbish removed. And Danielle, you always start off with the sink, don't you?
I just like to have a clean space where I can go and get water, rinse out my cloths.
Yeah, makes complete sense.
And to be honest, this was like...
Oh, there's a spider on me.
No!
Okay, sorry guys. We're back. Danielle's house is cursed. That's the second time we've done a voiceover here and one of us has had a spider on us. It was the smallest spider ever, but I just caught the corner of my eye crawling up my shoulder and I've got the heebie-jeebies now.
Do you know, I don't even usually see spiders in my house either.
Oh.
Like, I hardly ever see spiders.
So maybe it's me then.
Maybe you're bringing them in with you. This was the smallest spider. It was almost like the tip of a pin.
It was at the corner of my eye. It was crawling. I seen it. Oh, yeah. I survived.
Maybe you're bringing in babies.
Don't say that. Oh, actually, see, in this house, I thought that was a spider. Like, I'm hallucinating, by the way. I'm so tired, I'm hallucinating. In this house, though, there was a spider, and I think you guys see me reacting to it, but it had the biggest back, and it was, like, white and black, and so I freaked out. I thought, and then you said afterwards, like, oh, maybe it had babies.
Yeah, because you said it had such a big body. I said maybe it had babies.
Yeah.
Spiders, they do carry their babies in them.
Yeah, I think they carry them on their back. Like, do they not carry, like, is it the egg sac? I don't know. I don't know that much about spiders. Jinx.
We're not that informed. Anybody that has information on spiders.
Okay, I don't know what's going on with the exposure on the camera right now, but I promise it fixes itself in like 3 seconds.
It is my fault. Mac is probably going to tell me he wants to come and reconfigure my phone. I have not pressed the hold it down for the auto thingy-mabobby. That's how technical I am. I call it a thingy-mabobby.
Well, the thing is as well, we move the camera when we have our gloves on. We don't really want to be touching the screen of the phone all the time with dirty gloves.
Yeah, sometimes I try to do it and it doesn't work and I'm like, do you know what? I can't be bothered fighting with it.
Yeah, because we'd have to take the gloves off every time to do it. It's a bit annoying. But, I mean, we probably should because we're professionals. And we need to improve our viewers' experience. But yeah, I didn't think the kitchen was that bad. I think she has been tackling it herself. And that's why the rubbish was bagged up. She has been trying her best. But do you want to tell her story?
Can I just say something quickly?
No, you cannot.
I really enjoyed this clean because we went into this clean thinking that it was going to be a really big job. And
oh yeah, what was Callum talking about?
It was going to be really heavy going and there was just so much to do. So I went in like hyped up to be like, right, okay, we can do this and we'll tackle this. And when I walked in and it wasn't even that bad, and I was just like, oh, so I just get to do a nice wee general kitchen clean. This is nice.
Yeah.
It really made my day.
We had seen the photos and we didn't think it looked that bad from the photos. There was a lot of bagged up rubbish. But then, so obviously we sent Callum in and he was like, just a heads up, guys, it's probably bigger than you were expecting. It's a big job. I don't know. Do you think that's his technique? Like, hype us up so we're like
Maybe.
expecting the worst, and then we go in and we're like, yes, thanks, Callum. This is
Or maybe
not
it's
that
just
bad.
we've not worked with him in a while and he's forgotten the level that they can get to.
Yeah. A lot of our dealings with Callum lately have been us hiring him to go in and like clear rubbish, but not from like really extreme cleans.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're probably right. He's not seen an extreme one in a while, so he's forgotten how bad they can be. And I don't mean how bad. I mean like how big of a job they can be.
So yeah, this woman, we were reached out on her behalf by social work. She has social work involvement. She's currently heavily pregnant. And when was she booked in for a...
I think she'll have had them now.
Yeah, because was it not Thursday? So we're
Yeah.
recording this on the Saturday. This will get released tonight. I think she was booked in for Thursday.
She's having twins. Or she's had twins. We don't know actually
Having
right now.
had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was pregnant.
check
At the
that.
time of this clean, she was pregnant with twins. And she had been booked in for a C-section, I think.
Yes.
To have the twins
Yeah.
slightly early.
Yeah, 36 weeks, I think she was saying.
36 weeks.
And social work kind of just wanted us to get on top of the house to make it nice for the babies coming back. Otherwise, they were going to have to try and look at alternative placement for them. But since then, since we've been in and done a clean, in fact, before we got in to do the clean,
So between social work contacting us and us going into the clean, which by the way was only about 2 weeks, I think.
They've decided that they're going to put the twins in the care of a family member temporarily, just in the meantime. So hopefully what we've done kind of gets on track to get the care of the twins back.
Yeah. And they were trying to get her to sign
Section 25.
Section 25, which is a document that gives it's a voluntary document that gives care of the children to the local authority. So from our own experiences, we advised her to seek legal advice before signing that. Obviously, we're not qualified to say don't sign that or do sign that, but she was asking our advice, and so we did recommend that she didn't sign until she had gotten a family lawyer, because once you do sign that, it can be quite difficult to then get back that parental rights, or I don't think that's quite the term, but yeah, so if you ever are in a situation where you are dealing with social work or anything, civil matters related to family, it's always advisable to get a family lawyer who can advise you. Because I think a lot of people, when it comes to social work, and this is definitely in my experience, as a child, not as an adult, but if you feel like if you don't sign what they tell you to sign, then it's going to seem like you're not cooperating and go against you, but that's not always the case.
Bingo card. Sorry.
You can check off the toaster. If we keep getting attacked by spiders, people are going to add that to their little bingo card during voiceovers. But Danielle's traditional toaster clean. We were just in a house cleaning this week. We're having to change our schedule for cleaning. So some weeks we have to do 2 cleans, and then other weeks we can't do any due to childcare at the moment. So we were in another house this week, and I said to Danielle, like, oh, I was cleaning the side of the kitchen that had the toaster, but I was like, here's the toaster for you to clean.
And it wasn't even a very good toaster clean.
It was a
wasn't
retro
satisfying.
one.
Yeah, but the cleaning part didn't really need a good clean.
Yeah.
It just needed a wipe, so yeah, I was unhappy.
It was a toaster wipe, I guess. But yeah, when we first walked into this property, the woman asked if we would mind cleaning the fridge and the oven. So I think the first thing you did before starting was spray down the oven.
Yes.
So that it could sit for as long as possible.
I don't think I got it on camera. Did I get it on camera?
No.
No,
I don't. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't think I did, because I think I was like, oh, and then I was like, it's fine, I'll get me cleaning it, but I didn't have to clean it.
I keep saying to Danielle, because there's been a couple of times lately in houses where Danielle's forgotten to record. So now every time I see the camera, I'm like, Danielle, you're not recording. but I can only do it because I have a mask on, which hides my smile because I'm really bad at trying to prank people.
She's really upsetting me about it. It's really, I was actually getting angry with her at the last thing. I was like, yes, I am! And I said to her, I was like, I'm going to not be recording one day. You're going to say it to me and I'm going to be like, oh, whatever, Steph. And do you know what I mean? We're going to miss all this footage because you keep trying to trick me.
But you're going to triple check that camera and you're not going to be not recording because I keep saying it.
Yeah.
I'll stop though. I'll stop.
Yeah.
Do you know, we actually, I wasn't going to address this question because it's one of the questions for our Q&A, which, first of all, side note, it's our 1 year anniversary on Monday. Woo!
Woo!
So we've been doing this 1 year. Well, slightly over 1 year that we've been doing it, but it's been 1 year to the day that our first video posted on YouTube. And to celebrate, we're going to do another live because we're trying to go live weekly now, but we'll be doing a live on Monday and it will be a Q&A. So we have a community post up on our page right now with well, just saying that basically and letting you know if you have any questions to drop them on the post. So we did get a question and it says, do we ever quarrel or fall out on these cleans? And I was going to be like, yeah, no, we don't really, but well, I guess now you got angry at me.
But I wouldn't even say it was like fallout or quarrel. I think it was more just a frustrating, like, stop saying that to me.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever actually fallen out about anything. Like, we've drifted apart, like,
But it wasn't
in
caused
our 20s.
by anything. It was just life and yeah.
But since doing the cleans, I don't think we've even argued.
I think that was one thing that you were worried about. Or if we spent too much time, we'd get sick of each other. And
well, I thought you would get sick of me.
Okay, well, you thought I'd get sick of you.
Yeah.
And then when Olivia is in full-time childcare and we do this more full-time, you're like, what if, like, we spend 3 days together and we were in the car the other day and Steph's like, that's why I invite you to do fun stuff, like baking and doing this and that. And
so you don't just associate me with the bad stuff, like the extreme cleaning where you don't want to do it anymore. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's go for a massage, Danielle. Let's make cakes. I've made double food, Danielle. Have some food.
But it has been a year. We've never fell out. We've never quarrelled. We've not even bickered, or like even when we've both been tired or we're frustrated or we're both having a rubbish day, we've never like nipped at each other. So I think that's a good sign.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that works for us is that if one of us, says like, I'm feeling crap, even if the other one's feeling crap, it's like, okay, well, it's your turn to feel crap, so I'll step it up.
Yeah.
So it's whoever gets in there first with their feeling crap. It's like, sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I'm really sore today. And then Danielle's like, I didn't sleep because Olivia was up all night. Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, it's your turn. I've got you. So yeah, we just have each other's back. And when one gives 40%, the other one gives 60%. And it kind of rounds out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't meant to answer that question. It was for the live. And we'll probably repeat ourselves on the live. But I just wanted to talk about that question because it was my favourite one of the ones that we got asked, I think.
It's like a non-intimate marriage.
Yeah. In fact, I sent you that meme, and what did it say? Something about, oh no, why can I not remember? Go on your phone's upstairs. Okay. It was something about two opposite people.
Yeah.
And they marry each other. But it was to do with cleaning, I think.
Do you want me to get my phone?
Yeah. Right. Danielle's going to go and get her phone.
Let me just make sure it's not here. No, it is here.
Oh, nice.
Perfect. I don't have to leave you guys.
Do you know, so I was meant to be at Danielle's house about 3 hours ago to do this voiceover, and neither of us slept well, which we're trying very hard not to yawn in this one.
I've been silently yawning, not going to lie.
Anyway, so I get to Danielle's house, and she comes down with her duvet and snuggles into the sofa, and you will see that picture on Instagram because I snapped the picture. Like, yeah, she's well prepared for this voiceover. I just want to get in the duvet too.
Today is a lazy day for me, and I done all my housework yesterday, and I don't have my children today, and do you mean I don't have any plans until later on, and I'm going to go and chill out with Steph's kids. But so today was
that
like...
makes it sound so horrible. Like, you have no children, but you having to look after my children.
Yeah, but I like your children. Not that I don't like... Not that I don't like my own children. I just mean it's not like a chore going and hanging out with your kids because, do you know what I mean, they're fun.
So I'm going to a wedding reception later.
And Madison calls me other mum and she says that I'm cool and chill out and Yeah.
So
She's like, why can't my mum be like you? I'm like, because she's your mum. She's meant to be like that. She's
That's-
like, she just
do you
annoys
know,
me. And I'm
the-
like, she's meant to annoy you. She's your mum. And she's like, but you don't annoy me and you're my other mother. I was like, but I'm not actually your mum.
Do you know what's funny though to me is that Madison is always like, oh, your friends are so cool. Why are you not cool? I'm like, I am cool. That's why I have cool friends. You just don't get to see the cool side of me.
Because you're her mum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's
I was
like,
trying
oh
to explain
yeah.
that to her.
She's
like,
she loves all my friends but doesn't like me. It's like, that's because I'm your mum. You don't get to see the friendly part.
Right, I've got this meme. There's two types of people. The relax first, clean later person, and
That's
the
me.
clean so you can relax person. That's
That's you.
me. And the two usually marry each other.
So yeah, that's us.
Yeah.
So I definitely relax and then clean.
And I definitely clean and then relax.
Yeah. If we ever do live together, I think that would be when it starts
would be
causing some
clashing,
issues. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But-
why when we have the big house, we need like our own separate entities.
Yeah.
And then we'd like just a hangout area.
Yeah. And then I'll cook and you'll clean and it'll be
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah. I like our
Mhm.
future plans.
Yeah.
And then with our gardening, I will attempt to do the food and you will attempt to look after the animals and it will all balance out.
Oh, I like that. Animals. We're having animals.
I mean,
Horses
you
and
kind of told me
sheep.
that we were having animals. I don't
Oh, right,
think
okay,
I
that's
have a
fine.
choice in this
Yeah.
matter.
Horses and sheep. I want to get those Highland cows that stay babies. Like miniature Highland
Is
cows.
that possible?
I'm pretty sure somebody was telling me about it the other day. I don't know if they're winding me up because I'm very gullible, but
Somebody let us know if you can get miniature Highland cows.
yeah.
So you're doing a fridge clean, and I think, is this your first fridge clean? 'Cause you don't tend to do the fridges when we do them.
No, because smells I don't appreciate smells.
It helped that this one was already empty,
Yes.
but it was also kind of sad that she didn't really have any food in the house.
And to be honest, it wasn't even that bad. I thought there was like loads of mouldy stuff at the back, but it wasn't.
It was
like,
cardboard, I think.
Yeah, it was cardboard.
I thought
that
that
was
was my
my
phone.
phone.
I was like, what? My phone doesn't make that noise.
Nope, that was my phone, guys. So you've got a phone notification. Take
There's,
it off on
there's
that
still
bingo
time for my
card.
phone. There's still time.
What was I saying? Yeah, there was like cardboard at the back, but it's where she'd put stuff in, but it still had it in like the packaging. So do you know how you get like yogurts in a cardboard?
Mm-hmm.
So she's just put it in like that. But because she's done that, there's been like a transfer from the print on the actual back of the fridge.
And it's stained, hasn't it?
Yeah, like I even used a scraper to try and get it off. Like it just wasn't.
You could
Wasn't
probably, if
budging.
we had more time, use like power paste or something.
Yeah, I was thinking that,
But do
I
you
mean,
know,
it was cleaned. It was. Do you know what I mean? It was just. It wasn't.
yeah. So we arrived at this house quite late in the day. Is it raining?
Yeah, it's raining.
Oh, I'm loving the rain we've been getting lately.
I'm not.
I like it. Anyway, so we arrived at this house later than usual. I can't remember why.
That's going to be a bit on a bingo card now. Sorry.
Oh, the rain.
Raining. It's raining again, guys.
I mean, that you'll get that most of the time because we're in Scotland. Yeah, so we arrived later than usual, so we didn't have as long as we normally do. But because the job wasn't as big as we were expecting, we managed to do the most of the kitchen and the bedroom quite quickly. So then, when we would usually stop for lunch, we end up going shopping to buy this lady quite a lot of stuff. And I wanted to talk to you guys about this actually because so we make the channel makes on average between £500 and £600 a month. Okay, so totally transparent, that's about how much we get. On any given clean, we're spending anywhere between £20 and £300 on rubbish removal. £300, that's the most extreme amount that we've spent. And then our other expenses include our insurance and like the rates and stuff for the office. So that is all the money gone. Okay, but what we want to do is be able to, you know, if we come here and the fridge is empty, buy the person some food. If they don't have furniture, buy the furniture. And we are hoping to try and get some sponsorship deals to make up that
gap in income.
Yeah, because what happened in this house was we obviously paid for 2 lots of rubbish removals, and then we actually spend £180 in B&Ms, and that's buying all the cheapest stuff that we can get as well. And we still didn't feel like we made that big of a difference. But unfortunately, because we've done that, that really hasn't left us with very much to do the rubbish removals in the other properties that we've got lined up for this month. So we're not asking you guys for money. What I'm asking you for is, it's the views that get us the AdSense. So share the videos, share them on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, like wherever you can. Share the videos, share them with your friends, family, ask them to share them, because the more views that we get, the more AdSense we get, and that's what's making up our income right now. And then obviously I think it counts as a view if you watch like 30 seconds, but if you can watch to the end of the video, even if you're busy or you're really not interested in the voiceover or whatever, just put it on while you're doing something else. Mute it if you don't want to listen to us. But the longer you watch, the higher our like statistics with YouTube, and then the more likely they are to push the videos out to other people. And that's the best way that you can help the channel. And honestly, what you guys do for us is what allows us to do this for other people. So obviously we've been doing this a year now, but we definitely probably wouldn't have been able to financially continue to do this for this long if it wasn't for you guys supporting us and watching our videos and things.
And it's actually been amazing to see the support that we have had, and like the tight-knit community. Everybody comes together, everybody helps. Do you know what I mean? We've got return viewers that comment on our posts, and that helps our algorithm, and everything's because of you guys. So
yeah, and I think
thanks.
because we're coming up to this 1-year anniversary, we've been reflecting a lot, and we are just so grateful that we've been able to do this for this long, and we want to do this for as long as possible. So yeah, we need to grow quicker. We need to grow as quick as we can so we can help more, because the more that we're seeing these houses, the more we're like, we're not doing enough.
To do more. Yeah.
So, and if you have connections, write to them and be like, look, these girls are doing this and they need financial support. So,
Or if you can think of anyone, like tag them in the comments. Do you mean,
I don't know if that helps though, because everybody tagged Domestos and Domestos didn't reach out.
Maybe just Domestos doesn't like us.
Well, they should. We love them. They should like us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what happened was we took the break, we went shopping, and when we came back, Danielle wanted to build the furniture. So she kindly left the oven for me. But I don't do as thorough of a job. We actually really ran late on this house because we took longer at the shops than planned. And so when we got back to this house, we really did not have long to finish up. And actually, I was late getting home, and I need to get home on the days that we do these cleans because my husband has to go out either to work or he plays football on Sundays, that kind of thing. And we were actually so late getting back that he was very late to his football, and he ended up having to just take my daughter with him because
How did that go? Was she alright? Did she just sit at the side and...
Yeah, it wasn't great, but so it definitely can't happen again, but yeah. So I come in and finish up the stove while you're in the bedroom. You guys will get to see all of the bedroom in a minute. Well, the oven. Do you know, I watch too many American YouTubers and I read too many American
so you're
books.
getting a wee American language.
It's not even that. It's I've always done it interchangeably. Say when I was younger, I remember being in the car once and I was like, oh, are we going to the gas station? And it was because I was reading, I think it was Meg Cabot's series. I can't even remember what it's called now. It was a book I read when I was younger, a series. And I read a lot of American fiction. So my language is very interchangeable. But yeah, so I do the oven and we don't have time for the floor. Do you know what? I thought it was quite funny because I thought I was just coming in here to do the oven, and then Danielle had quite nicely left the inside compartments of the fridge and the sink that I also had to wash.
Yeah, I forgot about them.
I didn't actually record me doing that. I did a few more bits in this kitchen that I didn't record because I basically just recorded the oven, and then I was like, we're really running late here. So.
But were they not soaking? So it was just a quick, easy wipe?
Yeah, it doesn't actually bother me. I quite liked putting the fridge back together with the food and stuff that we'd bought. Trying to think if I actually put the afterfoot in. But yeah, so this is what I was doing originally while Danielle was doing the kitchen, and I just put it on a faster time lapse because it was mostly just picking stuff up off the floor. And then we are cursed with hoovers. So we used the girls' hoover that she had, but she couldn't find the end bit, so it was just the hose again, and that's the second time that's happened to us. And we still need to buy the replacement part for our Hoover that Danielle lost as well.
Yeah, okay. I acknowledge that. Take accountability.
Yeah, we still have no idea where it was put.
Yeah. I was definitely in a bag.
I
definitely bagged it.
I was hoping we'd find it when we went back to that house, but then we never went back because he didn't want us to go back. So we never found it, unfortunately. But I'm sure it'll be a simple replace. We just need to.
Not that he didn't want us to go back. We helped him enough that he was able to continue his journey himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his story. And he's sticking to it. No, sometimes I think people, like, I'm hoping that is what happened, but sometimes I think people just get so overwhelmed by
the change.
That, you know, if we are doing multiple visits to a house, because this is the second time when somebody says, oh, you've done enough, I can continue. Or maybe it's the third time. But I'm always like, the pessimist in me is like, is that true? Like, I really hope that's true, but also have we just overwhelmed you too much and now you're not wanting us to finish the job? I don't know. I hope it's true though. But yeah, so I just pick up all the rubbish, and anything that's not rubbish and is being kept, I've been putting on the bed, and then I categorize all of that, clean the floors, move the bed, clean under the bed, and then put it all back, and then you come in and pretty up the room, which is my favourite part of this video. So stick around to the end. Yeah. Seeing like her have furniture and it's such a shame though, because we ran out of time. You didn't even get to build all the things that we bought.
Yeah.
But the social worker has contacted us since this clean and is very happy with the difference that we've made, and the girl that obviously we cleaned for, she was very happy with the difference that we've made. And so yeah, happiness all around. I cleaned the entire floor with this little Hoover bit. It was quite fun though. It was like, I cut a lot of it out because it was quite tedious. I feel like I would have not ran out of time if I...
How are you doing with your Hoover? Do you want a new Hoover yet?
My Hoover?
Yeah.
Like at my house?
At your house.
Are you trying to steal it?
No.
Then why are you asking
Well, I want
that?
a new Hoover as well, so maybe if we just both upgrade our Hoovers, we could take our old Hoovers and put them to buy free cleaning.
I just bought my Hoover last year and it was very, very expensive.
Yeah.
I think Pete might kill me if I try and take it to the free cleans.
Okay.
But we could try and get sponsored by a Hoover person.
Also,
we say Hoover, and we know that that's a brand, but just in the UK, we just call all vacuums Hoovers. I don't actually know why. They must have just been so popular.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I think originally this room was really full. Like when Callum gave us his, let's call it warning.
Yes.
I think it was because he was maybe overwhelmed by how much rubbish he had to take out. I don't know. Can you hold this phone for a bit? My wrist is actually really sore.
Of course, darling.
Thank you.
See that? 60-40.
Okay, speaking of 60-40, I feel like I have talked and talked, so...
I know, it's been so great listening to you.
Can you just talk? Talk and give my voice a break.
It's been so great listening to you. No, but I am getting a Hoover vacuum. I don't care if I have to put myself into debt to get it.
You mean the wet?
The wet, yeah. The Hoover...
You just said Hoover vacuum.
All right, well, Hoover mop. See, this is why I don't do the talking.
I knew what you meant.
Hoover mop. If anybody has a Hoover mop, please let me know what they're like and if they're worth it. And am I better going for the more expensive one or the cheaper one? Because the reviews are always mixed.
Yeah, that's like, say, with my vacuum or Hoover, I have the Dyson V15. But when people ask me, like, would I recommend that? Like, I mean, yes, I would, but it's very expensive. And I feel like it's because of the laser light and the screen on it, which I don't really use the screen.
What's the screen for?
It shows you, like, the different size of particles that it's sucking up. So you kind of know, like, are you sucking up dust? Are you sucking up Legos? Like,
that is so cool.
But I never really use it. So from what I had seen in...
What do you need Hoover tonight?
My entire house.
Okay.
If you want a Hoover, bash on, I'll charge it for you. But anyway, so I would say, yes, I would recommend it. However, a more budget-friendly and probably just as good option would be the V11. And that's kind of what I tell people, because it's basically the exact same, but without those, like, fancy extras.
So you're just a wee bit bougie with your Hoover.
Yeah. a wee bit bougie. But yeah, if I was to do it again, I'd probably just get the V11 because it is a lot cheaper. But the green light is fun. Especially
Yeah,
at
the
night.
laser light is quite cool.
Yeah.
Definitely lets you see everything. I've not got a laser light, but I've got a light on the front of that one.
Yeah.
So you can see all like the particles, and if you miss like a bit that's just dust that you can't see, it helps you see it. It's great.
Yeah. So I'm just recategorizing everything that was on the bed. I put all the paperwork together, all the electronic stuff together. She's got like a box of makeup, so I put all the makeup and beauty stuff together. Then there's a bag of miscellaneous, and then there's a couple of bag of baby clothes. And that was something that stood out to me in this house as well, is, you know, we were a week out from her giving birth, and all she had for her children were those baby clothes. And I think you've seen a sterilizer.
A prep machine.
A prep machine. So yeah,
Yeah.
so she really was not like prepared
I
for
think
these
there was
children.
more bits and bobs in the living room, but still it wasn't what you would expect a week out of
Unless
having them. Unless they're all at the family
I was
members.
just about to say that, unless all the stuff's at
Yeah.
family members, which is highly likely. The good thing about this cheap bed was it was really easy to move. I was able to do it myself. She was so grateful. She said to me, she was like, "Oh, thank you so much for cleaning under the bed." Because when we went out to do the shopping, she had a little nosy at what we'd done, which I would totally do that as well. Like some people probably like to leave it as a surprise, but I'd be like checking.
I would need to know.
Yeah,
I would need to know. So, Steph, what was your favourite part about this clean?
The prettiness, like prettying
Yeah.
it up at the end. But do you know, right? See, I found 2 rings. One of them looked like a diamond ring, but it could have just been a costume jewelry. But I found 2 rings, 2 mobile phones, a power bank, a locket. There was something else as well. Oh, and I found like 3 bank cards and like lots of loose change. So I quite like the fact that that's why I'm like, you probably can't tell, but I am really careful with the rubbish. I always go through and find anything that shouldn't be thrown away before just bagging up the rubbish. But so I quite like that I was able at the end to say, like, here's a purse full of money and bank cards, including like the best start card that you get when you're pregnant, which allows you to get like free milk and vegetables and
I
stuff.
think you only get that in Scotland.
Is it just Scotland?
I think it's only
We're
Scotland,
so
yeah.
lucky.
Yeah, we get quite a lot to support our children.
Yeah. So that was one of my favourite things, was being able to hand her all this jewellery and, you know, electronics and be like, here, this could get you some money if you need it, you know. This is your stuff that you've clearly lost and replaced. What about you? What was your favourite thing?
Probably all of it.
That makes a change. Normally you say nothing in the end
No.
bit.
Definitely all of it. It was an easy clean. I liked it. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, there's a little bit of in-video volume coming up. Danielle, what are we doing?
We have been on a free clean today. The woman that we are cleaning for doesn't have a lot of stuff. So we found ourselves at B&M's and we're going to go and pick up some bits and bobs for her, for quite a few bits and bobs. So
Yeah.
come along with us,
We
guys.
should get a trolley.
Yes, totally.
So this is us at the shops. We had to, originally we were going to keep in all the original volume, but see this trolley that Danielle is pushing? Oh my God.
It was
This
very
trolley.
annoying.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was so loud. And also, like I say, we spent far too long in the shops. I think we were in it for over an hour. But the thing is, we went to another shop first and they didn't have any furniture. So then we had to travel further to go here. And it just set the
They
whole
do you know
day
they were
back.
the same shop, but in different locations.
Mhm.
And one carried furniture and one didn't. And yeah, that took us I probably added another 20 minutes.
Yeah. So our plan was our main plan was to get the furniture so she would have somewhere to put her clothes in the bedroom. And then we just fancied it up a little bit. You know, we got flowers, a lamp, a rug, that kind of thing, a blanket. But you were laughing at me with the blanket. To be honest, I would have bought this entire shop. Like, I really just I was like,
She wants
oh,
to buy
she'd like
everything
that.
for her.
Oh, she'd
Yeah.
like that. And you're like, we can't afford that, put it back.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch this video because I don't know what original sound you kept on your voice. Or like, what did you just keep in there?
Well, I just kept in the part where you said, I was like, okay, Danielle, what are we doing? And then you kind of say, I don't want to say it all again because they've just listened to it.
That's
but
fine. I'll go back. I'll watch it. I'll be a viewer.
You say this, but will you really?
Yeah, because I'm really curious now.
Okay,
I
there's
need to
there's
know.
more in video volume coming up in a little while as well. But yeah, I hadn't really thought about what we needed for in the kitchen, but you were on it with that, weren't you?
Mhm.
So you got the basin for the sink, the dish rack, new dishes. So she had no dishes as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Like none. What was she eating from?
I have no idea.
I feel like she was eating, you know,
Pot
like
noodles and stuff that was already in containers.
yeah,
That was basically what was in her cupboard.
which is no diet for a pregnant woman as
No,
well. So
not
it's
at
no
all.
wonder that she didn't really have the energy or the mental capacity to get up and clean, because you know it all depends on what you're feeding your body as well.
Food is mood.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I've not heard that before. Did you just make that up?
No, my mum used to say it to me.
You can steal.
Whenever
the credit for
I
that.
felt like low or had a wee depression episode, it would always be like, what are you eating? You need to make sure you're eating the right things. You need to make sure you're getting the right healthy stuff in you because food is mood.
That's something we always find in these houses is, you know, generally the people with the low mental health are eating takeaways and energy drinks and all of that kind of stuff, which
And-
doesn't help.
And that's convenient because you can't be bothered cooking, but it's also like you're fighting a battle, losing battle because you're putting stuff in your body that isn't going to make it any better.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, we're done. We need to leave before Steph wants to buy anything else.
Okay, I guess.
So that's our shopping trip over. We've managed to get everything we wanted, plus more.
I would have bought the whole shop for this woman.
And we hope that she's happy with what we've got. Steph subtly managed to find out her favourite colours before we left because she's a clever clod. I would not have ever thought of asking that question. So on to check out, get back, surprise her everything we got, and you can watch me build it.
Yay!
Yay!
And here I am showing you my handyman skills.
I forgot that we replaced the curtains.
Because I don't need no man.
I think that was the biggest change in this room, because she just had like a curtain like nailed to the window or something like that, didn't she?
Yes.
So I found that a lot in these houses as well, is that they don't have natural light coming in. So that doesn't help, because I mean, look at the difference
Yeah.
just having this natural light come into this room. It's like big
I
difference.
did panic when I opened the curtains though.
Oh yeah, I never realised the
because-
windowsill was dirty.
Because I didn't think the curtains were going to drop low enough.
Oh, okay.
So when I opened them, I was like, oh, please no. After I just used a screwdriver as well to put up the curtain things. That's probably my least favourite bit about this clean. Putting up the curtain pole.
Oh really?
Yeah.
You made it look so effortless as well.
It really hurt. In fact, you know what? Building the
unit.
the thing I build next.
That's so funny, because you were determined that you wanted to be the one to do it as well.
Yeah, but do you know what? The instructions were not clear, and I had to do a lot of it just by common sense.
Well, you did a really good job. So that's this bit here. So we bought 2 of these units, but one was more for like a bedside table for her knickknacks, and then the other one was wider and deeper and stuff, and that was meant to be for her clothes. But we did honestly just run out of time. And then all these bags that are next to Danielle, as well as that vacuum that's broken, they're all getting picked up by Callum. So in the final result pictures, all the rubbish that's getting picked up is kind of in that corner. So, I mean, the after photo doesn't look as good because of that, but that has all now been taken away. And that's the main thing.
Or will be. Or has Callum maybe not been able to do it because she had her babies? We are going to need to get in touch with
I
Callum.
love how you say that, like, all mystical.
Yeah.
I like
we
the
don't
mystical
know
back.
what has happened. It is a mystery.
We'll update you on Monday on the live if you join us. That'll be at 9 p.m. UK time, which I don't know what time zone we're in. So I always just say UK time to keep it simple.
But come join us to find out the rest of the mystery.
Maybe Danielle will continue to talk in her mystical voice.
I could do like an audiobook for you guys.
Yeah, but you don't like reading.
I can make it up. I like making up my own stories. I do that at the kids'
Yeah,
bedtime.
I like that.
Yeah. I made up my own version of Hansel and Gretel, and Jacob was loving it.
Oh, I need to hear this version.
Well, I
but
can
maybe
tell
not
you
right this
again.
second. Oh, really?
No, like I make it up on the spot that like I'm not going to be able to remember that tomorrow.
Well, I'm the opposite. When I make up stories, it sticks in my
Oh, no.
brain.
It just comes to me and then I'm like, right, okay, night night, go to sleep, bye. But no, I kept putting the wrong bits on and it was really annoying me and it was the bane of my life and it was really terrible. And if we ever buy furniture in the future, I would still like to build it. I love building flat pack furniture. I got there in the end. But I think I was stressed because I knew we were on a time frame.
Yeah, we were running so behind by this point.
But in the end, she looks very beautiful.
Yeah. And then you even make the bed and everything, which is great.
I regretted that decision.
What, making the bed?
Yeah, because my arm was hurting.
Oh,
remember.
yeah, I forgot you hurt your arm at the end of this.
I don't know what was wrong. I felt like
it probably was making the bed.
I
don't know what else it would be, unless it was taking the stuff up and down the stairs.
Who knows, but my arm was sore and I made the bed and I was like, nope, that was a bad idea.
I just remembered when I was talking about stairs there. So part of Callum's warning was the neighbours, because Callum used to work in a prison. And so when we were going to this house, he was like, just a heads up, I recognise the faces of the downstairs neighbours. And also they were swearing at him while he was there. So he was just like, you might want to be careful while you are there.
How do you know they were swearing though?
Because he told us in his voice note. And
Did he?
Also, I was talking to the resident of this house and she was like, yeah, they were swearing at him, but they weren't swearing at him. I think they were swearing at how often he had to go back and forward with the rubbish because the neighbours have not been kind to the resident. And I think they're known, for illicit substances and things. So yeah, we were a bit wary of that, but luckily we did not encounter any neighbours and we were obviously together the entire time as well. So yeah, that was part of Callum's warning as well, was, just
I was ready for them, I would have protected you. I would have jumped in front, took a hit for you.
Oh,
they wouldn't have got to hit me. I would have bobbed and weaved and hit them back.
You've got this all planned, eh?
Yeah.
Early 20s came in handy.
Really, I'd be like, Steph, run, let's go to the car. Open it.
Do you know, that's kind of like me. Sometimes I'll just be standing in the checkout line and I'll be like, okay, what would I do if somebody came in and held us at gunpoint? And I'm just like, all the heroics are playing out in my head. And do you know what I actually started?
Would you do?
I can't remember now. I'd probably not do anything.
I would hit the floor and be like, take the money. Take the money.
I'll have to continue this story another time because we're at the end of this video.
See you on Monday.
Yeah, join us for our live. We have lots of stories to tell and questions to answer, and drop your questions in the community post so that we can answer them because we only have a few so far. Okay, well, we're at the photos now, so we will see you in the next one. Bye. Bye.